Welcome back to the Bob. It's the Inside Bowl. Big East and Pac-10, California and Virginia Tech as we look at score by quarters. Virginia Tech, 21 points. Then they've kind of fallen asleep as California has rolled back with 21 points here in the third quarter. We begin the fourth, and Marcus Vick now at the bottom of your screen, lined up wide right for Virginia Tech. The hitch, bubble screen, keeps jumping inside and then finally dragged down by Ryan Riddle, the defensive end, after a 3-yard gain.
Well, thought they might have had something there. You saw Cal coming with the blitz up the gut. They get the ball to the outside, but good hustle by that California defense. It's an interesting third quarter, Mark. You saw the outscoring, Cal outscoring Virginia Tech 21-0 in the third quarter. Virginia Tech all year has outscored their opponent 102-49.
Wow.
So, I mean, complete opposite tonight.
Marcus Vick still in the ball game, lined up at the top of your screen, wide left. That's him in motion. And here comes the reverse, and it's going to be a pass, but he says, now I'll pull it down and run. Finally knocked out of bounds by Dante Hughes, a gain of 5 on the play.
Good coverage by James Bethea down the field on Ernest Wilford. He was running the deep route. Bethea not fooled at all. Again, when Michael Vick's in, when Marcus Vick's in the game, and again, Michael is a left-hander, Marcus is a right-hander,
right.
So he took the handoff coming right. He's going to be a passing threat. If you're a DB, know your responsibility. Say, my guys in front of me are going to take care of it. I'm going to cover my receiver.
I knew somebody tonight was going to say Michael instead of Marcus. I'm glad it was you. I was afraid it was going to happen to me.
I'm the big dumb D lineman. You're the smart quarterback. You know.
3rd and 2 now for Virginia Tech. Jones up inside and just runs over. Bethea just runs over the tiny corner, who is 6 feet, 190 pounds, a gain of 13. He looked like he was 5'6" and 120.
Are you kidding me? We talk about slipping the first tackle. There was no slipping here. This was Kevin Jones saying, you know what? I'm going to flat out run you over. This is beautiful. Watch the pad level. Down low, boom. Wow. Oh, man. And then, again, he's hitting through it and already looking and setting up Gutierrez after that. Watch and listen. Wow.
Cedric Humes down the ball game as Jones gets a breather and they come out throwing. Has his tight end, Keith Willis, touchdown Hokies. 22 yards on the pass play. Sid Slater was in coverage, and when you can run the ball like they just did with Kevin Jones, that's what you can do with play action.
That's exactly right, because Willis is 6'5", 260. He's not a speed demon. Sid Slater could probably normally keep up with him, but you have a running game going. Linebackers could possibly have to stay to the line a little more as we have a different kicker here, Mark.
That's Brandon Pace, a redshirt freshman, 5'10", 191, and he gets a bomb for an extra point. Maybe that's a precursor for a possible field goal here in the fourth quarter as he makes good on the extra point, as Willis is excited about his contribution to the Bog Tech offensive run here in the fourth quarter. We've got a 1-touchdown football game, so don't go anywhere, anybody.
Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona, the Bank One Ballpark, where Virginia Tech got within a touchdown here. As you see, Sid Slater is going to see the run start here. He's going to keep shuffling sideways as the tight end is able to beat him. Watch how long he stays parallel on the run. He slides, and turns and says, uh-oh, I need to be on Keith Willis. That's what a great running game is going to do. It's going to keep the linebacker at the line going parallel before he can turn and run.
Very good illustration there.
I write like a 2-year-old.
Brandon Pace got to kick the extra point, but this is Carter Warley, who's struggling with 3 missed field goals, and then kicks his second kickoff out of bounds for the evening. And again, Cal will get the ball at the 35-yard line.
Mark, everything...
Kick out of bounds. Ball we placed on the 35-yard line. First down.
Everything is pulling right. The 3 field goals, the 2 kickoffs out of bounds. You wonder if there's something wrong with them. Outside of mentally, at this point, because to have everything go in that exact same spot.
Well, this happens to be on the golf course. I put the big stick away, start hitting the 2-iron off the tee.
Let me tell you, you're not kidding me. You want to talk about going into the underbrush.
Yeah. Frank Beamer, man who made Beamer ball famous. Can't believe it. He's just telling Brandon you'll kick off. So we'll see a change there as well.
I think we're going to see Worley again.
J.J. Arrington now in the backfield for Ichimondu. Drain comes across and takes the handoff off the motion. And drug out of bounds at about the 35-yard line as Blake Warren makes the play. All right, let's get you caught up with some of the action in this football game. Early on, we mentioned Carter Worley. 3 missed field goals of 40, 45, and 29 yards has cost Von Tech some problems. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers has just been hot. 306 yards on the day, 2 touchdowns already, and he's rushed for 2 touchdowns. He has been the focal point of that Cal offense.
Best thing about this game, Mark, we still have 13 minutes and 29 seconds to go.
And a lot can happen with Frank Beamer's Virginia Tech offense, especially with Kevin Jones in the backfield. Rodgers play action, dumps it off to Mandrino, the fullback in the flat, and drags a couple of tacklers past the 45 for Aaron Rouse. Hauls him down, a gain of 12, and will move the chains.
The most, would you agree with this, Mark? The most underrated receiver in all of football, college pro, is a fullback. You lose him the most out in the coverage, and when he gets the ball, a lot of times he can do a heck of a lot of damage because of his size.
He's only had 10 attempts running the football. I mean, clearly he's a lead blocker with sure hands. He's a good pass catcher. I think you mentioned he caught 10 balls coming into tonight's game, but obviously a guy they figured heavily into this offensive game plan. Tight end set now for Cal. As Russ comes in motion. The ball handed off to Arrington. And he's stopped immediately by Jimmy Williams, the free safety. No gain on the play.
Well, it has been all Aaron Rodgers' arm tonight because they can't get a thing going on the ground. Again, this is a Cal team averaging 170 yards on the ground coming into tonight. And Virginia Tech defense known for stopping the run, but had trouble at the end of the year, but it's been Aaron Rodgers.
Look at that, the last 4 games. He has been on fire. You talk about a guy that grasps the system, is only going to grow as a sophomore. Remember, folks, he's only 19 years old. Rodgers under pressure, tucks it, drops his shoulder, and rolls out to about the 47, 48-yard line before Jonathan Lewis drags him down, a 6-yard gain. Take a look at Cal, and over the last 5 games when they finished 4-1, we mentioned the 4 wins, they averaged 43 points a game. I mean, they only scored 28 against Stanford, but look at those: 54, 51, 42 against Arizona.
And their playmakers, Aaron Rodgers, we talked about, and the guy that's not playing tonight, Jeff MacArthur, he's back next year as well.
Yes,
so
exactly.
His 85 receptions are coming back.
Might be the preseason favorite for the 2004 season, especially if Larry Fitzgerald opts out for the NFL. 3rd and 4. Rodgers dumps outside to Arrington. Nobody covers him, as Mike says, and he's tackled at the 36-yard line by Aaron Rouse. A gain of 11.
That's just an absolute, that'll send Bud Foster into convulsions, the defensive coordinator. I mean, there's just nobody out there.
See the smile on Rodgers' face? You think he's having a good time tonight?
It's just too easy. Gonna go out left. There, look at that. Look at that. Nobody. Well, that's a bad mistake on 3rd down when you're trying to get the ball back.
Certainly is. So about 11 minutes remaining in this football game. California up by a touchdown on 1st and 10 and driving. Play action. Dumps it down. Ichimondu gets a block from Arrington, and then gets out near the 27-yard line before Nolan Burchett just puts a hit on it.
Yeah, Ichimondu is getting up rather slowly on that one. That was a shot.
Ichimondu still down as the trainers come out and attend to him at this point.
But I tell you what I do like out of the play is they were going for it, as Bud Foster is not looking happy on the sideline. I mean, Cal was going for it there. You saw Rodgers looking deep, Mark, and it wasn't there, so he checked down. Ichimondu, who took a shot at the end of that play.
So the 11th straight completion for Aaron Rodgers. We'll get close to a 1st down. They tend to Ichimondu. We'll come back with more 4th quarter action from the Inside Bowl. Stay with us.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of the 2003 Insight Bowl. Presented by Insight, your single source for IT products and services. And in part by the Chrysler Pacifica, well beyond the SUV. And Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Back at Bank One Ballpark here in Phoenix, Arizona, the Insight Bowl. California leading by a touchdown. 10:41 remaining as Ichimondu now has been taken off the field. It's a lower leg injury. We're not sure if it's a knee or an ankle. Would want to speculate on that. He's been bothered by a bad ankle for the last couple of weeks. And that brings J.J. Arrington into the ball game now. He lines up deep in the I formation. The pitch outside. And doesn't fool Jimmy Williams. The sophomore out of Bethel High School in Hampton, Virginia, is there to make the stop. A loss of 4.
Jimmy Williams, this guy's a safety, Mark. He's 6'3", 215. I mean, this is where it's going now. Safeties are becoming, they're linebackers who can cover extremely well. This guy has cornerback cover skills and can come up and play like a hard-hitting safety linebacker.
Let's check in with Rob Stone. Rob?
Yeah, looking at Ichimondu, they're not so much worried about the knee as the right ankle. They've taken off the shoe, the socks, they're cutting off the tape job, and it's more a concern on the outside of his right ankle right now.
All right, Rob, thank you for that update. Hasn't had a 100-yard rushing game since November 1st against Arizona State. Rodgers goes back to work out of the backfield, throws it outside to the tight end Rust, and he'll pick up a couple of yards close to the 25-yard line before Vincent Fuller drags him out, and it's going to be first down Cal.
12 straight completion for Rodgers this half. Great call. Nothing fancy there. You want to keep possession, keep the clock going, and get yourself in a scoring opportunity here.
He understands the offense. They do a lot of audibling. You see him, we mentioned tonight, you'll see the hand signals. They won't change a play, but he'll actually change receiver routes by making hand signals to the receivers from time to time.
Total control all the time. That's what Jeff Tedford said he loves about the kid. Rarely gets flustered, always keeps his fundamentals, always does his checkdowns. I mean, it's incredible, Mark, how this kid has picked up this system this well this early.
And Jeff Tedford said, you know, when I got him, he was mechanically pretty sound. He said, Kyle Bowler, that's another problem. We had some real work to do with Kyle, and Kyle's turned into a great young quarterback with the Ravens. But he said this kid mechanically was very sound when he got here from Butte College. Hand off to Arrington. Cuts it off the left side. Inside the 20, down to about the 18. Jonathan Lewis, the defensive tackle, is there to make the stop. We'll call it a gain of 8.
Well, I'll tell you what, Cal hasn't been running the ball well, Mark, but if they can do it from 9-10 on the clock and in now, that would be all that matters. And that, again, is where Virginia Tech has struggled defensively the last part of the season. So, again, it doesn't matter where you start, it's where you finish. And if they could finish with a strong running game, that would be all they need.
Bud Foster, the defensive coordinator for Virginia Tech, trying to find the answers. A football team that started out 6-0, ranked number 3 in the country, has just somehow lost it down the stretch. Cal rushed for 114 yards so far this evening. Second down and 4. Arrington gets the handoff again off the left side. Pick up of 2 on the play. And that's going to bring up third and relatively short yardage, Mike.
You know, and Mark, one of the things we're not getting to touch on a lot because the game is so close and an excellent game is what these games do for next season. For Virginia Tech, we talked about how they finished on a bad note and want to get it back a little bit here. And for Cal, we saw what they did late in the season, and it's the program has been infused with enthusiasm with Jeff Tedford.
No doubt about it. Tedford obviously spent a lot of time recruiting along with his staff. In fact, we hear he flew all the way to Australia for a 1-hour visit for a kicker.
Got on a plane and came back.
11th play of the drive. Arrington inside the 15, and that should be enough for a first down. Burchett and Bakke were there on the stop. We'll call it a 2-yard gain. It may or may not be close enough for a measurement.
He's got the first down. And have we seen in this game once, Mark? 1st and 10, 3 runs.
Yes.
1st and 10 for Cal. I mean, they've normally mixed in the pass. they haven't just been able to run the ball like this, and that's all they do. If they can run it 3 times and get 10 yards each one of the three of the 10 to make the first down, they're in great shape.
Saw a shot there of Jeff Tedford, and we talked about how busy he's been. He's infused the Cal program. And remember, he took over after that team finished 1-10. I don't know how long he'll be coaching college football before the NFL come banging on his door.
Didn't that happen to another Cal coach that went on to San Francisco?
Absolutely. 6 minutes on this drive already. The 12th play, as Arrington spills this one off to the left, puts his head down, but he's stopped. Vincent Fuller was in on the tackle along with Nathaniel Adibi, a pickup of 2.
And that Mariucci, when he was coaching Cal, that was the last time Cal was at a bowl. It was the Aloha Bowl in 1996. Of course, Mariucci went on to the 49ers and now Detroit Lions. Tedford, as you have mentioned, Mark, a couple of times, the amount of quarterbacks that he has coached. So you're right, NFL people are really going to dig that.
Again, he said, you know, I took this team over. They were 1-10. The first thing we needed to do is instill confidence. They had been beat down. They did believe they could win. Well, he's certainly done that, posting back-to-back 7-5 seasons. Rodgers doesn't like what he sees, backs out, and he'll call a timeout. He'll go to the sideline and talk with Jeff Tedford about what it is the Cal offense will do next with a 2nd and 8 on the board. When we come back, we'll hear from the lead singer of Counting Crows, Adam Duritz. Does he like rock and roll or Cal sports more? Stick around. Back at the Inside Bowl, the man with the dreadlocks there, not an athlete on the sideline. That's Adam Duritz, the lead singer for Counting Crows. Got a call, Adam. Take the call. We're going to hear about him in just a moment. He is some Cal Berkeley sports fan. It was a pleasure to talk to him yesterday. Just recently moved to Manhattan from the West Coast.
What you to get to do like that?
Oh, boy, I wish they could. Marcus O'Keefe has checked into the backfield now at halfback. And they run the reverse to Strang. He was in motion.
Oh, he's in.
Wide hole and touchdown, Cal. Vincent Strang, 150 pounds, gets into the end zone on a 13-yard reverse. And the man voted the most inspirational has Frank Beamer's jaw dropping.
He is a walk-on from junior college. And look at, I mean, you can just tell right there with all his teammates going up to him like that, what he means to this team. And you saw the look on Frank Beamer's face, and that says it all, too. Disbelief.
Say pound for pound, he might be the best football player on the team. Fredrickson pulls this one over to the left, but gets through the uprights. And the Bears now put 49 points on the board, with 6:26 remaining here in this football game. Take a look, the motion, the handoff. They've run this before, but a good block, Mike, and that's just perfect.
Again, linemen out to the outside, blocking, staying on their feet, giving Strang all the room he needed. There was nobody near him. I think it's pretty easy to lift him. I think the cheerleaders could run over there and lift him up and carry him off the field.
The first guy there, Chase Lyman, number 15, who's done a tremendous job replacing Jeff MacArthur, who broke his arm in practice this week. So some guys that you might not have heard a lot about during the season coming up big in this bowl game.
Well, they always say big-time players step up in big games, but you always have those player or two, Mark, that you don't hear a lot about that all of a sudden have that big game. They get the opportunity, like Lyman, guy who in 3 days is getting his ankle operated on. A guy like Strang, who has been through so much. And
there's Adam Duritz. They're having a good time down on that sideline. Hold on. Hold on indeed. A 13-play drive that ate up over 7 minutes. Great job by Jeff Tedford. Aaron Rodgers and that Cal offense. Mike Emo will take it 5 yards in the end zone and take a knee. Let's check back in with Rob Stone. Rob?
Well, Adam is the unofficial ambassador of Cal sports. He's at you're at women's soccer, you're at basketball, you're at football. He even spoke to the football team in the week leading up to the USC game. What did you tell him?
Tell them to whip their ass.
But did you this is cable. I love cable. That's all right. You know, keep it to your lyrics, all right? Did you talk to the team before this game?
No, I've been hanging out with them all week, though. Let me come to practice and hang out. And I got a lot of friends on the team, so.
Now, Adam went to Cal in the mid-'80s, and apparently you do some Stanford taunting at some of your concerts?
There was some girl in the front row last week with a hat on. I reminded her of who had the axe. And it ain't them.
One last question. You were at the play. Where were you, and what did you do?
I was in the stands by student section, and I ran all the way around the field when it happened to find some friends of mine from Stanford. I needed to remind them of what had just happened.
Hey, guys, round here, you like that? It's a little Counting Crows reference. Round here, there's no bigger Cal fan than Adam Duritz.
Go Bears!
All right, Adam, again, a pleasure to talk to him yesterday, and it's great to see those guys on the sideline. Just to catch you up to date, Marcus Vick was the quarterback of the last play, and he tried a pass to Brian Randall, the starting quarterback who lined up in wide receiver. This time, Randall goes outside to Wilford, who is driven out of bounds at about the 32-yard line by Joe Meningo.
Well, they got a lot of work to do now with just 6 minutes to go because of the drive that Cal put together that took about 7 minutes off the clock. So that's a great job by that offense. So Virginia Tech not really known for that gunning the ball down the field, Mark, to make this much of a comeback possibly.
Now, I would imagine a guy like Joe Meningo listens to Counting Crows. Is it in your CD collection?
Actually, it's in my boys, Mike and Jake are here, and I guarantee you they know all about that stuff. I listen to it just to kind of, be along for the ride with them.
Sure, they are fond encounters of Mrs. Jones as they go deep here, and Wilford comes back and makes a spectacular catch at the 39-yard line on James Bethea. 29 yards in all on the completion, and Virginia Tech is making a run.
Boy, what a target Wilford is, too. Again, as we highlighted earlier, set an all-time record for receptions at Virginia Tech, and he came, as we look and go up and leap for this, at 6'4".
Wow.
He came to Virginia Tech. He was a defensive end. He was a D end, and now the all-time leading wide receiver at Virginia Tech.
104 reception yards on the day for Wilford as they mark it at the 40-yard line.
Play clock was running out.
Randall was trying to change the play. The route goes to a timeout. Frank Boone Beamer isn't happy, but they're making a run. 49-35. Happy holidays from the Bob here in Phoenix, Arizona. The sign of the Inside Bowl as California leads Virginia Tech 49-35. 5:54 remaining in the fourth, but Virginia Tech is moving. Randall again making signals to the wide receivers. Out of the shotgun. The hitch to Wilford, and then steps out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. James Bethea there in coverage. Capital One Bowl Week continues this Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2 as Heisman runner-up Larry Fitzgerald leads the Panthers into Charlotte to take on quarterback Matt Schwab and the Virginia Cavaliers. For more information, you can log on to ESPN.com. Second down and 4. Randall out of the shotgun. Back inside to Jones, who is hit by Meningo at the 30-yard line and falls back to the 32. Josh Beckham's also there.
I wonder what hit him first, the helmet or the hair. Look at that. Wow, that's coming up and filling that time. There's another kid that came from junior college, whereas last year in junior college had 33 tackles for loss and 15 sacks. He was used to playing on the other side of the ball.
Hamilton in motion, and Jones gets the ball again and sidesteps a tackler and out to about the 28-yard line on the play. Wendell Hunter and Dante Hughes are there, a gain of 7.
Well, I mean, I like the call to get the first down, but I think we need to start to see a little, just picking up the pace a little bit. Just a little bit pick it up here.
We see Echimandu right there taking off on a card again. The right ankle injury. He'd been bothered by an ankle injury over the last couple weeks of the season. 4:40 now remaining in this ball game. Randall looking deep, has a receiver, touchdown, Chris Reed. Mike Golick, you wanted some urgency, and just like that, a 28-yard touchdown strike from Randall to Shreve, and they're back in the ball game.
There are 90 points on the board right now. Hope y'all took the over. Wow.
Take a look at Chris Shreve. He's got a brand new tattoo on his arm that says, "Through every dark night, there's a bright day." It's to his girlfriend, Tiffany, who was, by the way, abducted by some carjackers and stuffed in a trunk. She got away okay, but she is his angel and inspiration. And what a night he's had tonight to get them back within a touchdown.
Great job again. Randall's got some time. That always helps when you're going on a deep route. He starts to feel a little pressure late, but for the most part, he's standing back there clean. Shreve pulls away from Bethea for the score. And Mark, you know, as we look at this again, look at some of the top players that we're talking about. MacArthur for Cal, he's out. Ernest Wilford, a big-time receiver, obviously, for Virginia Tech. And Kevin Jones, we know about. Who's making the play? Shreve there on the side of Virginia Tech. Lyman and Strang on the side for Cal, obviously to go along with Rodgers and some of the others. But here's guys not a lot of people have heard of and didn't come into this game with a lot of stats. Shreve came into tonight with just, what I believe,
8 catches.
8 catches. So, I mean, not a whole lot going on with these guys as coming into this game, but they're certainly coming into their own here.
And Grayson County, Virginia has 4.4 speed and 2 touchdowns of those 8 catches on the season. Take a look at the stats here, and how about that, guys? Over 1,000 yards combined of total offense, and you already mentioned it, over 90 points on the board right now.
129 plays in this game, and there's still 4:28 to go. Virginia Tech, pick a defense, or Cal, when they're on defense, someone's defense has to step up here. I mean, no matter what went on in this game, everyone's going to get ripped in the films after this one, or they even watch it. But you know what? It all matters right now. Virginia Tech can come up with a stop to let their team maybe get back in this.
3 missed field goals by Carter Warley, and 2 kickoffs out of bounds has brought Brandon Pace onto the field now, and he'll do the kicking here for Virginia Tech. As Cal calls a timeout, they have 1 remaining. And as Jeff Tedford talks it over with his team, we'll take a break. 4:28 remaining in the 4th. Stay with us, everybody. Back at the Inside Bowl, California and Virginia Tech at Bank One Ballpark in Phoenix, Arizona. Mark Malone, Mike Golick, and Rob Stone here with you. 4:28 remaining here in the 4th quarter, as Virginia Tech has closed it to within a touchdown now as the Bears lead. And again, Brandon Pace is kicking off. James Bethea now will line up as the lone setback, and the ball bounces in front of him, and he's going to kick it out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. Just a reminder, Sports Center coming up next with Carl Ravitch and Neil Everett. Mile High, Hoop High. And the Yanks share the wealth along with Swami's Fashion Picks, or Swami's Fashion Picks, excuse me. Swami and fashion should belong in the same sentence.
No, you just can never read that in the same line. And how about the Yanks sharing the wealth? 48 mil that George Steinbrenner has had to shell out in revenue sharing, which he wanted to, but 11 million in the luxury tax that he got nailed for, which he hates because that goes to other teams and they spend it on whatever they want. So George not a happy man writing checks.
No, not happy, but it's good to be the king.
Yeah.
1st and 10 now, bad field position at the 11-yard line.
Wow. Delay of game.
Delay of game call.
I mean, what a difference now already, Mark. We've seen 2 kickoffs out of bounds to where Cal got the ball in the 35. Here, you get Brandon Pace kicking it off. Cal boots it out of bounds at the 11. Now get a delay of game. What a difference in field possession alone.
4:26 remaining. They'll move the ball back now to the 6-yard line, and Jeff Tedford screaming on the line, or on the sideline, snap the ball. You know, I don't know if he's talking to the center Marvin Phillip or Aaron Rodgers.
Even if you run a little dive play, just snap it. Don't go 5 yards back.
And I imagine here comes the pressure. Everybody up around the line of scrimmage. Rodgers, the waggle, throws it out. Oh, and a tremendous diving catch by Chase Lyman, but they say it's incomplete.
Boy, I love the guts of Cal going for that one, saying, you're going to put everybody in the box, think we're going to run it, we're going to throw it. And they almost pulled it off there. Look at this throw. Everybody's waiting for the run. Way to lay out. Whoa.
Man, that knee is
that
close
right
to the line.
Knee came down. Oh, he was in.
He was inbounds.
He was in. Now did he have control of the ball?
No review in college football. Nope. By the way, the first incomplete pass for Aaron Rodgers in the Cal offense in the second half. 2nd down and 15. Throw the ball and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Toller. So if you're just joining us here at the Bank One Ballpark, Rodgers has been unbelievable. He's accounted for 4 touchdowns, 1 rushing, there's another one throwing to Chase Lyman. Then again, he found Arrington out of the backfield, and then on the option, tucks his head and dives in. 4 scores for the 19-year-old quarterback out of Chico, California. 343 yards passing, his 5th 300-plus game this season.
Remember that name. You're going to hear a lot about it.
Oh, you certainly are. Big 3rd and 15 now for the Golden Bears. And they run the draw. Inside Arrington, spills it out, cuts it back up and gets out to about the 12, maybe the 13-yard line, a pickup of 6. Mikel Backey, the middle linebacker, there to make the play for the Hokies.
Now, in the 200 games under Frank Beamer, there have been 101 block kicks in Beamer ball. 52 of them have been punts. Let's see what we get here. They are masters at the punt block. They may try and set up a return here because of where D'Angelo Hall is standing at around the 50-yard line.
First punt for Cal this half, Tyler Frederickson. He's done a pretty good job. They worked on trying to get the ball off quickly in the pregame as I was down on the field. And the senior poised to take the snap. Here comes the pressure, but the ball is off. End-over-end kick. Hall will take it at the 48. Makes somebody miss.
He's got a wall.
And now he's got a wall.
He's gone.
Will he break it? Touched up and then touchdown. Virginia Tech.
Kidding me.
A 38-yard punt. Returned 52 yards by D'Angelo Hall. His 3rd punt return for a touchdown this season.
Unbelievable, Mark. Kick to one side of the field, and as soon as he scooted past 3 of the Cal players on the kick team, he had nothing but open space and about a 3 or 4 person wall.
So, after the kicking game has haunted Virginia Tech all night long, D'Angelo Hall comes up with his 3rd punt return for a touchdown on the season. He had returned 2 touchdown punts against Syracuse early this year. Become the Big East Coast Special Teams Player of the Year. His 6th career punt return as a college football player.
And again, D'Angelo Hall, a guy who's going to make his decision after the game, whether he comes back.
I think he's made his decision.
Yeah.
I think he's just elected to announce that decision.
Look at this. Now look at everybody here. As soon as he scoots those 3 guys, he's got nothing but room and blockers, and he's pointing them out. Excellent job of blockers. He's got to beat the punter. He can do that. Almost gets tripped up. Almost stepped out of bounds, but gets in the end zone. This is what happens when you kick to one side and they escape it. There's nothing but green on that side, and he's got 3 or 4 blockers.
4.15 40 time. Played 20 to 25 offensive plays, a lot on offense this year. Started at defense, returned kicks. He is a one-man wrecking crew.
Here's a guy who, through the years, played 82 plays on offense, 586 plays on defense, 119 plays on special teams, 787 plays in all. Excellent cover corner, excellent one-on-one and open field tackler, but maybe the thing that has pro scouts drooling the most is what you just saw, his ability to return punts.
Well, we're just 2 points short now of a combined 100-point scoring night between these 2 teams. The game tied at 49, but there's 3:11 left. Virginia Tech has to kick the ball off, and the way that Aaron Rodgers and this Cal offense has played in the second half, that might be too much time as Brandon Pace sends the ball deep.
Oh, out of bounds.
And out of bounds.
Are you kidding me?
For the third time tonight, and for the first time for Brandon Pace, the ball goes out of bounds. Frank Beamer can't believe it, and Cal will take over at the 35-yard line.
And again, Frank is the special teams guy. I mean, that's his show. So he has just got to be absolutely sick about 3 missed field goals, the way they were missed, and 3 kickoffs that have gone out of bounds. Remember last time Cal started at the 11-yard line. Now look at them at the 35, and all they need is a field goal.
That's Carter Worley, who kicked 2 out of bounds on the kickoff, missed 3 field goals of 40, 45, and 29. Nobody wants to stand next to him. Frank Beamer does not want to talk to Brandon Pace right now as Brandon tries to explain himself, but the redshirt freshman gets very little attention from the head coach. 3:11 remaining, 1st and 10. Rodgers starts to throw and then pulls it down. The ball is loose. Let's see what the ruling is. Rodgers says Cal has it, and number 78, Chris Murphy, the right tackle, comes back up with it. Kevin Lewis was the defensive tackle to jar the ball loose.
That's one thing we haven't seen is a ton of pressure on Rodgers. But here comes Lewis. He's a D tackle. He just flat out bull rushes.
Wow.
That's a great job. Mark, I say you ask any quarterback, I'll ask you, you're a quarterback, where do you hate pressure the most?
Right up the middle. You don't want it in your face or around your feet where you have to step into the throw. I can't believe Rodgers actually held on to that ball after pulling it down as he goes back and dumps the ball outside Arrington, who's got a little bit of a gap. It gets out to the 40-yard line. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 5. Backey and Lewis were there on the stop after an 11-yard pickup.
Excellent play. Excellent play after the loss to gain that much to make it a 3rd and 5 situation. The way Aaron Rodgers had been distributing the ball tonight, 3rd and 5, you got to favor Cal in this situation, unless Virginia Tech can get that pressure again.
Just under 2 minutes now, 3rd and 5. A very critical 3rd and 5 for the Golden Bears. 3 wide receivers all lined up to the left. Rodgers goes inside to the tight end, Brandon Hall, who is working in conjunction with Arrington on a route to the weak side, and Hall gets it down to the 42, a pickup of 17. Warren and Crawford were there for the Virginia Tech defense.
In a zone defense, which is what they're playing against, all you ask your tight end to do is find the hole. And this is what he does. He's going to find it right in there. There's nobody there, and there's the ball. He sees the linebacker splitting. Hall knows where the hole is. He curls right in there, and Rodgers hits him. Again, that security blanket for the quarterback is that tight end that can find that hole in the zone.
Great patience by Rodgers, who was looking to get the ball to Arrington in the flat and came off late to Hall. Back to pass again on 1st down. Then throws it back over the middle to Toller, who's wide open and finally brought down at the 20-yard line by Michael Crawford, the strong safety. We'll call it a pickup of 22 on that play.
Well, his ability to scoot there, we saw what happened when he got the pressure on him and went down. Now his ability to scoot and buy time. Again, you'll see receivers the ability to find where the holes are in the zone. Look at this. No panic. Scoot knows he can make a better play throwing the ball than running there. His receivers come free. Nobody panics in this Cal offense. That's the impressive thing. Well in field goal range now.
27 of 35, 395 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's a career high for Aaron Rodgers. Hand the ball off to Arrington, who slashes up the middle near the 15-yard line, a pickup of 5. Green and Crawford were there on the stops for the Hokies defense.
Well, Virginia Tech, if they want any time left on the clock, they should be calling timeouts. They got 2 left.
Let's also point out that Tyler Fredrickson is 14 of 29 on the season. That's 48% from field goal range. He has struggled. A big, strong leg kicker. He's had 5 of them blocked this year.
Right.
So this is no guarantee if Cal has to kick the field goal.
12 of the 15 misses. 3 hit the upright. As you mentioned, 5 were blocked, and 4 he missed were from 54, 51, 50, and 49. This is going to be nowhere near that far. And if I'm Virginia Tech, there's no way I'm saving timeouts. You got to call the timeouts.
19 seconds, and here we go. The clock is running again. A approaching now 1,100 total yards as they put it in the middle of the field. And they will use their final timeout with 2 seconds remaining on the clock. And out walks Tyler Frederickson. As Aaron Rodgers is the first to encourage the young kicker. Reggie Robertson, the backup quarterback, is the holder.
And they're putting it all on this. I don't know, Mark. I mean, I think I'd have used those timeouts, wouldn't you? I mean, you had 2 left.
I think you iced the kicker.
Down.
Might want to ice it
well,
here.
Now you ice it, but I would have tried to leave just a little bit of time on the clock. You know, in case for a nice kickoff return or whatever could happen.
Matt Curran, number 51, is the short snapper as we give you all the important players on this last field goal opportunity for Jeff Tedford and the Cal Berkeley Bears.
And again, remember I had told you about the 101 blocks under Frank Beamer. 52 punts, 28 were field goals.
Well, from this range, which will be about 35 yards, Frederickson is 4 of 8. Our Capital One player of the game, Aaron Rodgers, 394 passing yards, a career high. He's figured into 4 touchdowns, 2 passing, 2 rushing tonight. What a great game he's had for the 19-year-old sophomore.
You said it there, sophomore.
Jeez, amazing. Great composure. He's got a great future in front of him.
Well, right now they want number 16 to have great composure, Tyler Frederickson. What a wake. This California Bear team would be sent off into the offseason. Nice winning streak at the end of the year. Springboarding on in to next year.
We'll see now if Virginia Tech will call a timeout. A lot of folks, including Frank Beamer, kind of out on the field right now, and they will call another timeout. It's going to be a 35-yard attempt as he plays with the mind of the senior from Santa Barbara. While we're waiting on this timeout, let's go down to the field and check in with Rob Stone. Rob?
Well, Mark, is this the makings of a Hollywood ending or what for Tyler Frederickson? You know, he is a film major, and he's actually doing a documentary for his thesis project on this very football team, in particular, how they deal with stress and pressure of playing football. He's got about 12 hours of footage shot on an 8mm camera. Needs to whittle that down to about half an hour. He doesn't know the title for this yet, or it's ending, or it's denouement, as they like to say in the business. And Tyler committed to this business. He's held summer jobs with George Lucas's film companies the last few years. And I knew he was ready for Hollywood when he told me yesterday to have my people call his people to talk about this story.
Very interesting. I talked with him yesterday. He said, I didn't bring my camera. I didn't want it to be a distraction. I said, you know, are you going to finish it today? He said, well, or, you know, after the game, he said, you know, I'll tell you what, I'm not sure I want it as a distraction. The kicking game, as we focus it on Frederickson, has gone awry for Virginia Tech. 3 missed field goals, 3 kickoffs out of bounds, including the one that got Cal started at the 35-yard line for this drive. A 35-yard attempt. Matt Curran, the long snapper. Reggie Robertson, the backup quarterback, will hold for Tyler Frederickson. Good snap, good hold, and the field goal is good. Tyler Frederickson, the senior, makes good from 35 yards out and gives Cal a bowl win here at the Inside Bowl, 52-49 over Virginia Tech.
Fitting that kick made it over 100 points total, 101 total points in this game. I bet those 2 seconds will be in his film.
He might want to call somebody from ESPN and see if he can get this dubbed over to his Super 8 or whatever he's shooting his thesis on. As the downward spiral for Frank Beamer and Virginia Tech continues here with a loss at the Inside Bowl.
But boy, what a future for Cal, it seems, huh? 2 winning seasons in a row, first time of that again in 12 years. Here you go. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is true.
Well, our final score, California Golden Bears 52, Virginia Tech Hokies 49. Coming up next at SportsCenter. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. For Mike Golick, Rob Stone, our entire ESPN crew, this is Mark Malone saying good night from Phoenix. Now, let's send you down to SportsCenter.